What do you see from him that is so impressive as he has gone from sophomore to junior year?
Yeah, I think the thing that stands out to me the most is just his maturity so far, and that comes with decision making. The risks that you take when you take them. You look at it so far this year, hasn't thrown an interception, and I think just over the past couple of years, he's continually gotten more and more confident with throws downfield, tighter windows, anticipating all the things that you're looking for really from the next level too. And I think he's very comfortable when the game's tight. At the end of the game, game's on the line, like he's kind of has that feel now where like when the ball's in his hands, like he's going to drive down the field and get your team to win. So it's been fun to watch him grow. I think nowadays in college football, when you see so many of these guys who move around or going from team to team, he's kind of been that guy you've been able to watch here at Iowa State, and I think I appreciate his maturation process.
From the other side, you got Mark Gronowski. First game, it was a lot of hype, and probably didn't play up to his standard. What have you seen on film where you're like, he's going to be okay? He's much better than what you saw against Albany.
Yeah, look, he's a great athlete, so I think his ability to run will get him out of jams or get him out of bad pockets, or if nothing's there downfield. I don't know how much they really wanted to show versus Albany, knowing that this matchup was lurking the next week, and having been in that position too, there is something to that. You don't want to pull everything out versus what you believe to be an inferior opponent or opponent you can beat and not have to play necessarily your best. So I suspect he'll be playing much better this week. Like first game, there's a little bit of jitters that come along with that too. That kind of plays into it, and maybe it's tough to find a rhythm. But I suspect he'll be throwing the ball a lot better. Although if it's windy like this, man, I think the passing game could take a bit of a hit. This is a little more wind than I was anticipating it being tomorrow.
What have you learned about both teams while studying so far?
Yeah, I think for Iowa, I'll just kind of start with them. You look at the special teams, look at defense, they've always kind of hung their hat on that. I think the difference in Gronowski is obviously they can run the football, but his ability to kind of do some things from the quarterback spot, being a part of that rushing attack is what's been the difference maker. I think they've traditionally had more pocket passers, guys who they're either handing it off, it's play action, boots, things of that nature. Not really like where you have to worry about them on passing downs, getting out of the pocket, really hurting you. So that's kind of sticks out to me. For Iowa State, kind of picking up where they left off last year, which is hard to do. I mean, it's an 11-win season. It's the first time they've had it in school history, and they've got a lot of guys coming back, and I think they're kind of building into being that team in the Big 12 that can win the conference and go on to the college football playoff, kind of unfinished business from what was just a year ago. And that's becoming more of a theme. I think with some of these teams that, like Ohio State, had a bunch of guys come back, didn't win the Big Ten, but won the national championship. Michigan the year prior to that. You look across college football, it seems like the teams that have guys who kind of come back on a mission, they're kind of destined for something great.
All of this passing game through the tight ends be something that is good for Iowa State this year?
No, someone's eventually going to have to emerge on the outside as a legitimate number one threat. I think that kind of comes as they continue to kind of build the season. It's tough to replace what you lost last year. I mean, you've got both those guys are down on the Texans right now. You got three guys from Iowa State right now who are on there two deep. So it's pretty impressive thing what they've done. But someone's got to step up. Someone's going to have to emerge, and that kind of comes with sometimes big games like this where someone steps up and is able to kind of fall in that role.
Quarterback's perspective when you played in rivalry games, did you ever change your mindset? How did it change kind of for you going into those games?
Yeah, there's definitely something to that. I think just the intensity of it. I don't know how to describe it because it's not like you really want to approach any game different than the other, but I think the emotions are harder to hold back. That's the best way I'd put it. And there's times where, like, when you get that touchdown, it feels that much better. Maybe you're celebrating a little bit more. When things go bad, you're a little bit more frustrated. Maybe you can't shrug it off quite as easily. And if you're a guy who doesn't like talking trash, maybe you're talking a little bit more trash in this sort of matchup. So I love it. It's the greatest thing in the world. There's nothing like rivalries, and especially in college football.
Have you had a chance to go eat anywhere yet? Where have you been so far in Iowa?
I got in so late last night. We're staying in Des Moines. Went to the wrong hotel, so I was walking around the city for a while. Beautiful city. I mean, it was quiet. There was no one out and around. So I didn't get to eat anywhere yet. I think we're going to the 801 Chop House tonight, so looking forward to that. I think it's a chain because I've been to one in Kansas City before, and it's a pretty good spot.
What are your early impressions of Iowa State, the campus, and just obviously you see all the students here fired up?
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, the excitement you can feel on campus for sure, and then outside of that, just it feels like one of those awesome college towns. We get a chance to go all across the country. Some colleges are set more to urban area, so it doesn't quite stand out as much. But this is sweet. This is nice. We were talking with Dave Portnoy about that too. I mean, this is my first trip to Ames. We've been to Iowa City before, but this is my first trip here, and it's been awesome so far.